Hello and welcome to another episode of MacBoyce Gaming. In this video we're going to do a run through of the two-player card-driven game that is Watergate, published by Capstone Games and designed by Matthias Cramer. Are you brave enough to take on the Nixon administration and make sure that he gets impeached for the crimes that he committed? Or are you going to play as Nixon and his administration and make sure that any accusations are hushed up and you survive to the end of your term? Well, let's get it on the table and let's play a few rounds of the game so you can see what it's like. So here's the game set up ready to play. We've got the board in the middle of the table, or in the table, and then we have two decks. We have the Washington Post deck and we have the Nixon administration's deck. These can be told apart by the president's seal on Nixon's and the newspaper on the Washington Post. In each deck is a card for each player for the momentum tokens to go on. So this one is for the Post and they go on their side. Here is one for Nixon. It'll go on his side. Now it will be facing the other player, but I've got everything facing towards me for the purposes of filming. There is an initiative card which has a different back. That will face towards the Post player. You have the end of round summary card. Again, that has a different back. You have a supply of momentum tokens. There is more in the box, but I've just put a few there. We then have one on the board. We have the initiative token on the board, both on the 0 space. The Nixon player draws 3 evidence, looks at them and puts them face down. Finally, you will need the potential informants. These are to be put face up near the table, ready to be either got by Nixon or the Post. They go on their appropriate spots on the board. The last thing you need to do is shuffle and draw either 4 cards if you don't have initiative, in which case Nixon doesn't, or 5 cards if you do have initiative, which the Post does. So the Post will draw 5, Nixon will draw 4, and then we'll come back and we'll play around. So we've drawn 5 cards for the editor and 4 cards for Nixon as per the initiative. The initiative card also tells you what to do at the start of each round. So both players draw your hand cards. Done. Player of Nixon administration, draw 3 evidence tokens from the bag. Look at them in secret and place them face down on the 0 spot. Draw 4 cards because that will be facing Nixon, and draw 5 because that's facing the editor. So the cards. Each card has 2 sections, plus some flavour text at the bottom and some period authentic artwork. So this has 4 and a picture of a yellow token, evidence token. That's these. If we look in the bag, there's a blue one, there's a yellow one. You see there are various colours. There's another yellow. Some are multicoloured, but they're the evidence tokens. So this card can either move a yellow evidence token 4 steps towards the editor, or it can move one of the 2 tokens, the red momentum token or the white initiative token 4. Alternatively, we can use it as the event, which is recruit James McCord as an informant. Requirement: the picture of McCord must be in the potential informant supply. Well, they're all out at the start of the game. Place his picture face up on the spot on the board where we'd live there, and then move on the research track, move the initiative token or the momentum token 2 steps. So that's the 2 uses. Now this is an event, so if we use it as an event, this card is removed from the game. You will see I've got another event and another and another and the journalist. Now the journalist, this works pretty similar. At the top, it's 2 moves of either the initiative or momentum token, or 2 of any colour evidence, because that shows a picture of yellow, blue and green, which is the 3 evidence colours as we can see on the board here. If I play this as its journalist side, so draw 1 evidence token from the bag and place it onto the 2 space your side of the research track. And then on the research track, move either the initiative token or the momentum token 2 steps. So if I do it for that, it doesn't get removed from the game, but if I do these for the events, they do. Now, as I don't know what they are, I can ask the Nixon player, so I could say place, oops, smash the cards up. I could play this and say I want to move 4 yellow. Is there any yellow tokens in there? And the Nixon player would either remember or would secretly look. And there's a yellow. So they say, yes, there's a yellow, and then you could move it the 4th spot. Now, the game is won by the editor if they put, and I'm going to borrow this, if they put face-up evidence tokens on the board to connect to 2 informants. The Nixon player wins if he gets his 5th momentum token. Now the editor gets, point to the right thing, the editor gets special powers for the more momentum tokens they've got, so they can collect them as well. It's not just a case of stopping Nixon from getting them. But that's it. So it is the editor's turn, and they're going to play this. So they're going to play it as the Bob Woodward journalist. Draw 1 evidence token from the bag. Got it? And then it says, place it face up onto the 2 space of your side of the research track. So it's going to go there, and it's yellow. And then finally it says, on the research track, move either the initiative token or the momentum token to 2 steps. And then it goes in my discard pile. So we're going to move the momentum token 2 steps. That concludes the editor's go. So we move over to Nixon. His cards work identically, only he has conspirators. The events are identical. So if I play this as an event, it will be removed from the game. And that is what I'm going to do, I think. I'm going to play this as an event. Source the support of Rosemary Wood. Requirements, she has to be available. She is, because she's there. Pin her picture face down on the initiative evidence board, sorry. And on the research track, move the initiative token or the momentum token 1 step. So we'll, first of all, we'll find where Woods goes, and there's there, Woods. Now, Nixon puts them on redacted, so she's no longer an informant to the papers. And the final step of this was move the initiative or momentum token. Well, moving the momentum token there doesn't get it back to my side, so I'm going to move the initiative token to the 1 spot. And then this, as an event, remove this card from the game. So that's the first set of 2 cards played. To the second card of the first round. Back to the editor. So we've got 4 cards now. Currently, we have control of the momentum token, and we have 1 yellow token here. Now, we don't have support of any informants. So we could play this for its 4 yellow. And if we move that 4, well, as soon as it hits the 5, we would get to put it on the board. But at the moment, we've got no informants to connect evidence to. So, we can either get the support of Martha Mitchell, or we can get the support of James McCord. Now, James McCord is down here in yellow. That's yellow evidence that we might end up with. So I'm going to suggest we play this. Now, notice the event is tied to a powerful value card, so we're going to get rid of a 4 yellow or 4 token from the game, but we need informants. So, requirement, the picture of McCord is available. There he is. So that's fine. Place this picture face up. So we've got McCord working as an informant for us. On the research track, move the initiative token or the momentum token 2 steps. Well, I'm going to try and deny Nixon getting that. But this is now gone. It's out of the game. Done. Play passes it over to Nixon here. So Nixon's down to 3 cards. On the research track, move the momentum token 2 steps and draw 1 card and play it immediately for its value or its event. So I'm going to play that into my discard. So remind myself what it says. Move the momentum token or the initiative, move the momentum token 2 steps. So not the initiative, so we'll move that to there. That's in the discard. Then we draw a card and we immediately play this for either its value or its event. I'm going to use the 3 token. 1, 2, 3. Nixon's back in the game. Yeah, that's it. That's mine now. Play passes over to the editor, who is going to give up this 4, to get the support of Martha Mitchell. So that's removed from the game. We found Martha Mitchell because she's available. We place her face up on her spot and we remind ourselves of the last part of the card, which is move the initiative token or the momentum token 2 steps. And we're going to take that back. And it goes over to Nixon. He's got 2 cards left. He's got this to get the support of Sloan, or he's got a conspirator, which is on the research track. Move each evidence token 1 step. Well, that's a blinder, so we'll play that for its conspirator. Because it's a conspirator, it's not removed from the game. So we move each evidence token 1 step. And when you move an evidence token off the 0, it flips face up. So everybody can see those now. Back to the editor. So we have this. Who's paying the lawyers? On the research track, move the initiative token 2 steps, momentum token 1 step, and 2 face of evidence. Straight up, he's going to go for that. We're not particularly bothered about recruiting John Dean at the moment. It'd be nice, but we'll save that for last. We'll do this as its event. So initiative token 2 steps. Momentum token 1 step. 2 face-up evidence 1 step each. Done. Removed from game. Back to Nixon. He's only got 1 card left. And it's Hugh Sloan. Are we going to get the support of Hugh Sloan? Not this round. We're just going to play that for its 3 token and shove the momentum token back into our side. So the last card for the editor. Does he want John Dean, or does he want to use the 2 to bring that initiative token, the momentum token back onto our side? I think the editor's going to let Nixon feel nice and comfortable. He's going to let him get the momentum. He's going to secure John Dean. So again, we look at this. John Dean, is he available? Here he is. He goes on the board. And then we say, move the initiative token or the momentum token 1 step. Now we could put that back to 0, and we will put that back to 0. So there we go. All the cards are played. So now we work our way through this handy little guide here. Return to the bag any evidence on the 0 spot. Done. Award this round's initiative token. Goes to the editor, so the editor keeps initiative. Award this round's momentum token. Goes to nobody. Place the initiative token and a new momentum token. Well, we didn't get one there. Back on the thing. On the research track. Award this round's evidence. So we start with initiative order, so it's the editor. They've got a yellow, they're going to place it there. Nixon is going to place this green face down. Now he's no need to place it down here because this informant has been recruited to the Nixon administration. So he's going to find a green somewhere and he's going to go here to try and block any sort of evidence from the editor coming this way to here. And if he gets a yellow, then maybe a block here. But there's an important step on this one. It's got a red 1. What does that mean? That means that red 1 moves 1 towards Nixon. We then look at the start of the next round card. Both players draw hands. So right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards for Nixon, and it's 5 cards. 4, 5 for the editor, and then Nixon takes 3 of these cards, 3 of these evidence tokens from the evidence bag. He'd look at them in secret, so he knows what's going on. They'd go on the evidence board face down, and you'd play another round, and you repeat that until either Nixon has got all 5 of his momentum tokens, so he's secured his turn, and you win the game. The editor wins the game if he connects 2 informants via face-up evidence back to Nixon on the board. So that's Watergate, the 2-player card-driven game from Capstone Games and designed by Matthias Cramer. I hope you enjoyed that, and maybe it shows if it's a game for you or not. I've done an audio podcast on this where I give some of my thoughts. If you hop over to MacBoyceGaming.com, you can listen to that podcast there. It's also available in the iTunes or Apple Podcast Store, or whatever they call it nowadays. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and bye now.